Hi everyone, before we start I just want to say do not purify the Pokemon shown in this video. If you do that, the Pokemon will lose its 20% attack boost. Another thing I want to say is that I won't be mentioning any Pokemon that are only accessible through the Team Rocket leaders or Giovanni. The first Pokemon we're starting off with is Shadow Larvitar. As a Shadow Tyranitar, its total damage count would be 2,864.6. This formula here is DPS to the power of 3 times TDO, which means the damage per second to the power of 3 times the total damage output, which gives this number. This numerical value is representative of its damage output in PvE, player versus environment. The DPS counts how much damage is being done with both the fast move and the charge move, while the TDO counts for how many charge moves can actually be fired off before the Pokemon faints. Now that you understand the formula, I'll be explaining the rest of the picture. Shadow Tyranitar is better than Darkrai and Honchkrow, the top two dark attackers, and is better than Rhyperior and Rampardos, the top two rock attackers. I just want to say that Rampardos still has a higher DPS, but because his TDO is so low, Shadow Tyranitar still beats it. It obviously depends on what moveset you give your Shadow Tyranitar, but I'm just here to tell you that it's the best Dark type attacker and the best Rock type attacker. Shadow Tyranitar can also be used in Go Battle League, so if you catch one with PvP stats, keep that as well. The next Pokemon on our list is Shadow Machamp. As a Shadow Machamp, its total damage count is 3,330.3. This makes him stronger than Conkeldurr, Lucario, and normal Machamp, which are the three top fighting type attackers in the game. I do strongly recommend grinding for Shadow Machamp, as Timber and Riolu aren't as readily available. Timber is locked to raids, while Riolu is locked to eggs. Normal Machamp is fine, but his total damage count is under 2,000, so obviously Shadow Machamp is going to be doing way more damage. Another thing is that Shadow Machamp is amazing in Go Battle League. He's really good in Great League, and he's also used in Master League, so you do want PvP stats as well as the hundo. For this next one, I'll be talking about both Shadow Electabuzz and Shadow Magnemite. I think they're nearly on the same level. Shadow Electivire has a total damage count of 3,406.4, while Shadow Magnezone has a total damage count of 3,060.9. Shadow Electivire beats Zekrom, which is the best electric type attacker, as long as the Zekrom is running double electric. If he's running Dragon Breath with Wild Charge, then Zekrom still has a higher damage count. But for raids, you're really not going to be running Dragon Breath with the Wild Charge. You're going to be running double electric for stab, so it doesn't really matter. Shadow Magnezone doesn't beat Zekrom with either moveset, but it does beat normal Electivire and Raikou, which are the second and third best electric type attackers after Zekrom. Like the previous Shadow Pokemon mentioned, Shadow Electivire and Shadow Magnezone can be used in Go Battle League in the Master League, and I personally really like Shadow Magnezone in Premier Cup. The last Pokemon on our list is Shadow Dratini, and as a Shadow Dragonite, its total damage count is 5,218.5, which is just insane because it's really high in comparison with the other Shadow Pokemon mentioned in this video. And it's also worth noting that it's nearly 2,000 higher than that of Rayquaza's, and Rayquaza is the top Dragon-type attacker in the game. Shadow Dragonite makes Reshiram and Salamence look extremely weak, so it's a no-brainer to farm Shadow Dratini whenever you can. Shadow Dragonite can also be used in Master League, so there's that. Just to recap, the best Pokemon to farm in Pokemon Go are Shadow Larvitar, Shadow Machamp, Shadow Electabuzz, Shadow Magnemite, and Shadow Dratini. There's other Shadow Pokemon that are good too, for example Shadow Mudkip, which is my personal favorite, but in my opinion these 5 are the most relevant and the most useful. I will be including a link to the website where I got all of the DPS numbers in the description box below, as well as a link that tells you what PvP stats you need for the Shadow Pokemon.